Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. I apologize if I sound a little weird. My nose is hella messed up. But we're here to play more Guild Wars. We're here in the first of the desert missions, Thirsty River, so let's go in. I think I mentioned this last episode, but all the missions in the desert are kind of cool because they're themed around PvP, essentially being like trainers for PvP, which is kind of a cool thing. We made some slight modifications to the build. Obviously, I picked up an elite last episode, and by picked it up, I mean I used the tome to grab it. Because we technically could cap our first elite here, but the elite here is absolute ass. So I picked up a real one. And I also swapped our Elementalist over to a Blinding Surge build, because I realized we were getting pretty wrecked by the melees. And now we have an anti-melee character, so... Also now, you know, it's actually an Elementalist using an Elementalist build instead of just being a knockoff Mesmer, so... a little bit of diversity. So I think one thing you actually can do in this mission, it's not mentioned. At least I don't believe it's mentioned, but you can kill these sand giants, I believe, and I believe they give morale. Let's see. Let's kill one. I'm pretty sure they do, if I remember correctly. Yes, they do. Okay. So if you wanted to, before you go into the mission, you could actually stack up morale to get a little bit extra HP to make it easier. However, funnily enough, you're probably making it harder because whenever you get morale, you recharge all your skills. So ideally, you'd rather have that in the middle of combat, right? So maybe you don't want to pick up that morale. Alright, here's the ghostly hero.
Before you can ascend and enter the rift, you must first be cleansed. Lead me safely to the rune circle at the end of this test, and I will cast the ritual to burn away your earthly imperfections. Your first challenge will be to defeat a single legion of Forgotten. Your opponents will be resurrected every 2 minutes, unless you destroy the priest who tends their shrine. Once you have defeated your foes, lead me to the door, and I will usher you into the next challenge. The challenges will grow harder as you progress. If you defeat all of the foes along your path, we will claim the rune circle, and you will be cleansed. Prove yourselves worthy. One step closer to gaining entrance to the rift.
Get my man a lozenge, holy heck. But yeah, so essentially he just explained how the PvP kind of works. We go through, we kill the priest and the boss at the end of this thing here. And we have 2 minutes to do it before they respawn, basically. Or before the priest respawns somebody. So what you generally want to do is try to run past all the other guys and get to the freaking thing at the end so you can finish it off. So yeah, we have some new enemies, these snake people. We're alongside these, Forgotten, who are alongside the enchanted, like, axes and stuff in. Actually, let's kill the priest so they don't. Alright, reset. No, they won't respawn. No, we can just kill the boss. But yeah, that killing all these guys before they respawn is actually kind of annoying. at least back in the day, before you get heroes and everything, it'd actually be quite annoying to kill them all in time before they respawn. Especially once you get to, like, the ones that have 2 or 3. So, like, here, what we're going to try to do is I'm going to try to kill this one to the right probably first, and then go to the one on the left. Alright, let's get in here. I forget, I'm pretty sure the way these work is that the shrines resurrect both teams, so you have to get to both of them before the time limit, but I might actually be wrong about that. The chance that it's only, you know, the team that it's on. So, like, this one side is probably going to respawn because we're probably going to get stuck here trying to kill these guys. But that's okay, I believe. For my allies if I kill it quick. There we go. Now we should have time, plenty of time to finish killing off the rest of them. Might just be able to run right up to him and kill him, honestly. Let's hope everybody doesn't get stuck. Everybody's gonna get stuck right there. Yeah. Come on, kill him! Yes, we got him! We got him! Before he can respawn anybody. One more boss here. Yeah, and this is the first place you could actually get elite skills. At least to my knowledge, there might be some quests in the desert you could technically do earlier than this. This is the first mission that have enemies that have elite skills. They're all kind of bad, but this is like the first place that you as a player would be able to get access to elite skills. That's pretty cool. So he talked about the rift there and us getting access to the rift. That's not actually like... So we're trying to get into Augury Rock, but the rift is essentially like the afterlife, for lack of a better term. And that's where some of the PvP battles take place. That's where some of the endgame PvE takes place. So that's one of the rewards you get for completing, for like, you know, earning the favor of the gods or whatever. Is you're allowed to now go into the rift. Blast those freaking... Alright. Let's go around and I'll try to get this next priest. So these snakes are one of the denizens of the desert, but they're not actually the only ones. There's another group of people that used to live out here in the desert that we'll figure out about way later in the story. Alright, the priest is down. Oh, we might actually be able to... We're not even going to be able to see how exactly the mechanic works because I'm going to kill all of them within 2 minutes. God, I love heroes. Probably. Maybe. What? Kill it. Kill it. Uh-oh. I misspoke. We're not gonna be able to kill it in time. I'll just go kill some of these guys. You know, if that means stuff respawns, it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, it looks like it only respawns. It's past the 2 minutes and they haven't respawned all their other parties, so it looks like it's just the shrine that you're at, which is a lot more fair. It would be pretty hard, especially because, like, I have relatively good heroes, and I'm relatively well built, and I can finish it, kill all 3 in 2 minutes, so if it respawned every priest now, that would be really annoying. So that's why we couldn't kill this guy so fast. There's a monk boss here. And he was keeping him up. I don't know exactly what elite this guy has. He might be one of the only ones that actually has a good elite. I wasn't paying attention to what he used. I don't think he has... Oh yeah, Word of Healing. Okay, so he actually has a pretty good healer elite. Unlike all the other elites you can get in the desert. There's the mission. Kind of a mission you have to speedrun, and if you don't speedrun it, you get absolutely screwed. Again, get my man a lozenge. He needs it. Alright, so that dumps us back here in Augury Rock. Which is convenient, because actually the next mission we need to go to is like up here somewhere. So we're going to do that. It's not actually that far of a run to this one. But yeah, these missions, at least that one, tends to be a little shorter. The other ones I remember being a little bit longer. But that one, it kind of forces you to go quick because of the respawning enemies mechanic. And again, we have no quest marker, no idea where on Earth we're supposed to be going, and the only reason I have the slightest clue is because I have a map open on the second monitor, which is so weird for this game. Like, this is one of the only times in the entire franchise it does this. It doesn't do it anytime up to this point, it doesn't do it anytime after this point either. Holy heck, those hydros hurt. I would just like to point out we have 3 people with interrupts, and none of them interrupted a single spell. They're useless. Useless. Looks like 2 of our guys didn't get the speed boost. Oh no. Emperor's about to get slapped here, yeah. Holy heck. My interrupters are not doing their jobs right now. Not enough control. I should have grabbed Mistrust. Whatever. Yeah, the desert ain't a joke. There we go. Now one of them casts Erupt. Alright, the portal should be up here. We marked it a little bit last episode whenever we were running to Thirsty River. Okay, so there's just one of them y'all can actually interrupt. When there's two of them, you lose your minds. Alright, here we go. Diviner's Ascent. This is like, if my memory serves me correct, this is the most deserty of the desert areas. I know that that sounds stupid as heck, but that's what it is. It's the most deserty of the desert areas. Here's some sand drakes. This is a new, not new mob type, but it's a new mob for us. We haven't seen sand drakes yet. We've seen drakes. No Josh yet. Alright, I think it should be... Yeah. This one isn't very far. Some of the other ones can take quite a while to get to. This one isn't super far, which is why I'm doing it at the end of this episode instead of doing it in its own episode. Oh, there's some monolithic structures out there. Kind of cool. There's some more scabs. This is a place where you can, all throughout the desert, you can find these things called bleach bones. I'm not sure if we're gonna pass by any, but they give you some more story about the people that made it here. Essentially, a lot of people have tried to come through here to get up to Tyria, and they didn't make it. A lot of them did. That's a cool little picture. Alright, so we got our Simon Says game real quick. I like that little, those little, like, salt pools or whatever right there. I think those look pretty cool. I don't know why I like them, but I don't know. A little bit of something interesting. But yeah, it tells the story of the people who went through here, and it gets like, it's like actually pretty dark. The game as a whole is kind of like skirts that line of not being too descriptive. Like, you know, you talk about, you know, people dying and all that kind of stuff, but like generally it kind of avoids some of the darker stuff that it just kind of implies. But a lot of these bones say, you know, some pretty messed up things, of like people trying to get across and what happens to them. Ooh, someone leveled up. Alcora leveled up. More inspiration magic for you. Augury Reach. This is the next mission. It said underwood. I thought it said underwater for a second. I was like, he's not underwater. We're just in a desert. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so here we are at the next mission. Let's read the, This desolate outpost overlooks the skeletal remains of what once might have been a bustling seaport. Brackish puddles are all that remains of water that once meant life to fishermen and traders alike. Today, rotted pilings and tattered sailcloth are all that mark this ghost harbor. Yeah, more implying that this entire place used to be underwater way back in the day. I think I mentioned that the first episode we got to the desert, but yeah. And that's why there's a lot of these like big sail things up here, because those used to be like the places where people would actually stay, resting on top of the water. But now they're just these monolithic structures. And you know what? It's kind of a silly explanation, but it kind of helps explain why, in this game, how as you run through the explorable areas, there's all these like high walls on the side to kind of hem you in. And like I don't know if this is on purpose, but the fact that this used to be an ocean somehow makes that feel like, oh, that's like just like dips in the ocean and stuff like that, and large buildups, and that's why it's like there's these randomly super high walls in this otherwise desert place, is because it used to be underwater and they just haven't eroded down all the way or something like that. I don't know. That's kind of silly, kind of stupid, but that's my headcanon reason for why there's like these ridiculously high walls that we can't get past in this barren desert, which you would figure would just be like sand dunes or whatever. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of today's episode. I want to thank you for coming out, and I hope you have a great day.